Hey, welcome back to Chicago Reacts. My name is Michael. I'm an actor here in Chicago, and I'm joined by the ever-brilliant
Zach, also an actor here in Chicago. You did the ever-brilliant thing again.
I did. I committed to it.
Slowly expanding your vocabulary with each and every time that you join us on the channel. You're welcome. Today we're going to be hanging out, with our friend, the internet historian.
Yes.
Going camping at the end of the world.
I mean, I've gone camping occasionally. I feel like I find it sometimes difficult enough.
Mm-hmm. For me, it
in the current world.
Yeah, last time I went camping was probably summer between freshman and sophomore year of high school. So it's been quite some time for me. So who knows? Maybe
I like it. I like it when I go. I imagine doing it at the end of the world is going to be a bit more challenging. So let's see what an internet historian has to say about it.
A little bit more.
And hey, if you're liking these reaction videos, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Mm-hmm. And leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let us know your camping stories. We'd love to hear them.
Oh baby, look at the size of that sponsor.
But not for us.
Just disclaimer, folks, we are not sponsored,
Just relax.
but we're open to it.
Everything's totally serene. You're floating through a cloud. The sun is warm on your face. The end is nigh. A prophecy has been foretold. The rapture is coming.
I felt
and
that.
we have the specific date. Soon the believers will rise and the impure will be left below. So repent, sinner. Repent. Get your affairs in order. Take your preparation H. That's preparation for heaven. Because
preparation for heaven.
On May 21st,
That's my birthday.
2011.
I don't know if...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
May 21, there's going to be a terrific earthquake, way greater than anything that the earth has ever experienced, and that'll be the beginning of Judgment Day.
Is this not actually going to be about camping? Is it just going to be about Harold camping? Did we do that whole beginning part for no reason?
Wow.
It's possible. Let's find out.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Again. just you're welcome.
Oh, what happened? Okay.
No, it's playing.
Okay, we're good.
In late 2010, a campaign was launched to save some souls. They suited up, took to the streets.
Team Jesus.
But it was more than just placards and flyers. Soon they were joined by a caravan of 5 RVs roaming the country, spreading the good word about the rapture. Thousands of people took it seriously.
I really didn't.
Many began selling their possessions.
I really didn't hear
They
about
were
this.
maxing out credit
Because
cards.
you were too worried about your birthday.
Taking on
I know. I'm glad
the news
because I would have
picked up.
had a really bad birthday if I thought the world was going to
Advertising
end.
was put on bus stops, in subways. A big expensive billboard was put up. Then another. Then another. Then 5,000 more. In fact, this quickly became the most expensive single event advertising campaign ever, totaling over $100 million just to tell people about a rapture on May 21st, 2011.
$100 million
How
down the
the heck did this
drain.
happen? Harold Camping.
Our boy.
So who is this hardcore gangster rapturist, Harold Camping? He was one of the biggest figures in Christian media. He had a show, Open Forum, hosted by his company, Family Radio. In 2010, it was a media empire, worth over $70 million. His message went out on over 200 radio stations across the United States, and many more around the world. His listenership?
Really?
Millions. And when he says the world will end, a decent-sized contingent believed it. Now hold on. I can see the comment section filling up with edgy atheists and skeptics already. Listen, at first I also didn't believe Mr. Camping. I get it. There have been many people to predict the
I'm
rapture
skeptical.
before and get it wrong. But wait,
Who knows?
Give him a
Maybe in
chance.
another world.
I
you know,
looked at
another
all the
parallel universe.
scientific data I could find, like carbon-14 dating or potassium-argon dating.
This time, it's different. Camping is coming at you with irrefutable evidence of the rapture because he's using math. This is not just a bit, this is actually how he calculated the rapture. So, Jesus died on April 1st, 33 AD. Now take the year 2011. That's a difference of 1,978. We times that by 365.2422, and that gives you the number of days it's been since that, including leap years. That equals 722,449. Now keep that number in mind. Keep it in your head.
Keep it in.
Atonement.
722,449.
Now that's 5.
Keep it in your head.
That's 10. And heaven is 17. Now we times them all together, and look at this. 850.
Wait, why is heaven
Then
17?
we square that, and that's
Doesn't matter.
722,500. A
Which is-
difference of 51.
I was
51
gonna say, it's not the same number.
days plus April 1st, 2011 equals May 21st, 2011. You did it, Mr. Camping. You cracked the code.
Or lack thereof.
And needless to say, his skeptics were left destroyed by facts and logic. Even the ones who pointed out that he predicted the rapture once before in 1994 in a Louis Theroux documentary.
1994
He
will
was
be the
0
last
for
day
1.
of the final
No.
tribulation period.
He double checked the
Shut up,
numbers.
shut up. He's got more to say than just the date. My boy is about to tell you how the whole thing is gonna go down.
All right.
So God's gonna snatch up all the good boys. About 200 million of us. Everyone else? Pets? Even the cute ones. So dudes, you're getting left behind. Then at 6 p.m. exactly on Christmas Island, earthquakes are gonna start doodling all over the place, rolling their way across the earth, taking out almost everyone
Why
at
specifically
exactly 6
Christmas
p.m.
Island?
according to their time zone. Those earthquakes will then trigger gigantic tsunamis, 10 kilometers tall, and go as far inland as Colorado. Every soul left behind will be forever damned.
To Dark
Eventually
Souls?
go straight down
Dad.
to heck. Now, let's
I do like how he just dragged an image of waves across
That was
the
awesome,
screen.
and I love how you
Oh, well
saw
done.
the measurements of the pixels across those.
Well done.
not go lumping everyone in. Most Christian groups did not believe in Harold Camping's teachings.
What?
In fact, most Christian groups don't believe in predicting the rapture at all, and even consider it a sin. Matthew 24:36 specifically says that no man can know the day or the hour. So to try and guess at it would be to go against Scripture. Accordingly, Protestant and Catholic groups denounced Mr. Camping's claims.
What? They don't add up?
Did you see that pride flag in the background too?
The scriptures do not teach that. No man knows the day or the hour.
In fact, even Camping's own producer, Randy Radio, said it was a bad idea. But that didn't stop Mr. Camping. He saw the big churches as
man.
corrupt anyway, so he ignored them and continued charging forward with his prediction.
There's just no reason in the world, no possibility that it will not happen.
And so did his followers.
I like
97% of the people, God will
You got to
destroy.
give him that credit, right? He is a confident guy, if anything.
Do you think this thing is getting blown up too much in the media and elsewhere?
Before we go on, two important details.
Do you think
Number one, Family Radio receives
You know,
most
I'm
of its
not-
funding through donations, bequeaths,
Maybe just a tad.
ads, merchandise, and sponsors, but mostly just donations. Two, Family Radio was established in 1959, Camping as the owner and CEO, but there are two other chairmen on board to keep him in check. Or at least there were. Unfortunately, in recent years, those other chairmen were getting quite old and sick and having a tougher and tougher time telling Camping no to poor decision making. So by 2010, Camping effectively had free reign over the company, free reign over its messaging, free reign over its audience, and free reign.
I didn't get
over
that text.
spending. And he started spending like the world was going to end. The media soon picked up on the
Might
ubiquitous
as well.
advertising, and the word spread further. This, in turn, encouraged more advertising, and in turn more media interest, so things were snowballing. By early May, everyone was talking about the rapture. The search term "End of the World May 21st" was number 2 on Google search, followed by Carol Camping, May 21st Doomsday, and May 21 Rapture also in the top 10. The traffic online was so substantial it even caused Family Radio's servers to crash. Soon, it became a bit of a meme, and the internet did what it does best. On May 19th, Operation Rapture was conceived. Okay, lads. We wake up early on May 21st and throw clothes into the street. It's going to look like a bunch of people were teleported to the afterlife, and hopefully some of them are going to freak out.
Yes.
Well, they had a pretty good turnout, but it doesn't seem like anyone fell for it. Disappointingly, it seems like no one showed up for the pre-rapture orgy organized on Facebook either.
What?
Although maybe that's because the location was a bit vague.
The streets of
But
America, baby.
was an event organized by the Phenomenons. They got people together in the middle of town and filled a bunch of sex dolls with helium and attached them to balloons to transcend into the heavens. It was a beautiful moment. It made a lot of us reflect.
Should have been a better person.
Yoink. People also tried to make some cash off the situation. They offered to buy Camping's followers' stuff on Craigslist for pennies on the dollar.
Offering to buy on Craigslist raptured people's possessions.
There was also a famous eBay auction, $100,000 post-rapture insurance for only $19.99. But one startup did do quite well.
Dog sit for those called up to heaven.
Based around taking other people's pets in the event of a rapture. And I believe they still operate today. So up next, we'll show you what happened on May 21st and what happened to all those people who truly believed. But first,
my rhymes are fly, my beats are sick, my crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my
ad time. Who's there?
Hello, it's me.
I'm glad he cut to ad time.
It's Jesus. What are you doing here?
Well, I just wanted to tell you that me and God have seen your Google search history and were very disappointed.
Oh no.
That's right, and now you're not getting into heaven, or the more exclusive version, Super Heaven, which features a delicious seafood buffet.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, how I wish I had taken the time to hide my internet viewing habits.
Well, you didn't, and now you're doomed forever.
Fun fact, that was the real Jesus.
You? Good
That
Lord
was the real
VPN.com/internet historian to keep your website traffic anonymous.
All looks wholesome to me.
Plus, it also gives you region unlocking.
Like, I had no idea that
it's
this was
the UK's exclusive channels.
Again,
and
you're
you
too
didn't
busy
even pay a
thinking about your
tele-license.
birthday.
Yeah.
Wait, stop that. That'll be £52.9. Too late, copper. I've Brexited to Australia now, a place where no law can touch me. How much would you pay for this service? $1 billion? Literally gazillions.
At least he's having fun with
Not
it.
today. Get 75% off 3-year
He's doing a
plan.
good job.
NordVPN.com
Now we can just talk about reacting to the sponsorship.
and use code
Yeah, it
Internet
seems
Story
interesting
to get a
and
free extra month, which includes unlimited data, ultra fast speeds, region unlocking in all these places.
I'll consider
also a map of the world,
NordVPN,
which
and I
is
know a lot
useful
of
for
people in the
things
comments are
such
gonna be like,
as
"Oh, you should have a
geography.
VPN. Everybody should." I know that.
That's
but,
so
you
good,
know,
I
money.
might even get code internet historian NordVPN
But-
myself.
Yes, Jesus, I think that would
Is there
be a
any
good
like
idea.
post-rapture deals? Post-rapture, post-judgment day deals.
Add over.
VPNs.
Before we go on with Mr. Camping, I want to point out two other
Camping is
predictions.
maybe in
In
2011.
1806, Mary Bateman
No
also
longer.
predicted doomsday. Through a chicken. It was dubbed the prophet hen of Leeds because it started
just
laying
as logical
eggs
as our
with
friend
the message,
Camping.
Christ is coming, marked onto them. Amazing. And it all appeared legit. Locals saw the hen lay eggs with the message already written onto them. Can't fake that. Oh my God, people said, and many more flocked to the area to pray. Well, on inspection of the eggs, it was soon figured out what was going on. Mary Bateman had used a corrosive substance to etch into the egg. And then, a couple of minutes before everyone would gather around to watch the chicken lay, Mary would... Oh dear.
Oh,
come on, man. It's not funny. She was an interesting character, though. Claimed to be a witch.
Oh, Mary.
Poisoned a couple that same year with a deadly pudding. She was later tried and hanged in 1809. Strips of skin from her corpse were tanned and sold as magic charms to ward off evil spirits. What the fuck am I reading?
What the fuck?
Also, shout out to 2012. Remember that one?
As December 21st, 2012 marks the end of the world.
Well, we came because it's the end of the world tomorrow, and we thought we'd better pop in here because apparently this place will be saved.
With accents like those, you would hope they'd be the first to go come the apocalypse.
Okay. Let's take a closer look at some of the people who followed.
Oh, man.
Take Robert Fitzpatrick, 60, former government employee.
I had plans after I retired, but I put them all aside. I feel as if I've been drafted.
He took almost all of his life savings, $140,000, to have 3,000 posters put up in New York City subways and bus stops.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to tell you I'm down to my last penny, but, you know, it's a good chunk of what I had saved up, sure.
Does it matter if you're down to your last penny
buddy.
if the doomsday is coming?
No, it doesn't.
And he's not the only one. According to the LA Times, the Bauer family hopped in their minivan and drove across the country to see all of the big landmarks before it was too late, racking up thousands of dollars in credit card debt in the process.
Yeah.
They really believed they were going to die. Worse still, the Ramsey family. The father quit his job. So did his mum. His younger brother quit high school. And his wife Marcia thought she was never going to meet her unborn child. Some of these people's lives got pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Power
That's
of the media.
awful.
The day is here. It's rapture time. Here we go.
Rapture time.
Lord, I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a rapture. Watch me, guys. Mr. Camping spent the day at home in quiet solace and contemplation, waiting for 6 p.m. But that's not what Mr. Fitzpatrick did. A confident Fitzpatrick marched into the middle of Times Square amongst a crowd of mocking bystanders, ready to prove everyone wrong.
6 o'clock. In 3 minutes. If it does not happen, what will that mean?
I wouldn't entertain that question.
You're confident.
That's what I read in the Bible.
Here it comes.
Oh.
3.
I feel bad for this guy.
2. 1.
What happened?
Uh-oh. Nothing happened.
It didn't happen.
And then 6:01, 6:02, and by 6:03, Fitzpatrick's convictions turned to confusion. And it's pretty hard not to feel sorry for him.
I didn't water my plants. I didn't do the dishes before I left. I didn't expect to be going back home. But it looks like I will be going back home.
But look, just so we're clear,
I mean,
we're all still alive.
Can we just, for that guy spending all of his money to be that composed?
Yeah, and to even at the end, like, make the comment about the dishes. That was, I think anybody else would have been so distraught about that, but that was actually pretty,
I mean, I just feel bad for him. Obviously, he believed it.
Yeah.
So it's not it's anyone's, but still, this other guy's
right.
peddling this information.
I feel like you're not human if you don't feel some sense of sympathy for that man. Because regardless of he wasn't hurting anybody, he wasn't I don't know, he wasn't Harold Camping himself, so he was just passionate about something that he thought was true. And,
let's see what happens. Yeah.
And the rapture didn't happen.
Oh, we got Thanos. All right.
Oh my God.
Camping was not in the same celebratory mood.
I'm ready to shoot myself or go on a booze trip.
The next day was a Sunday. People were crushed, confused, looking for answers. They showed up at Camping's church expecting to see him, but someone else was holding the congregation. Instead, Camping spent the day holed up in his house.
Give me a day. No interviews at all today.
But I'm wondering how you feel today about your prediction.
Well, I'm bewildered. I'm very bewildered, and that's all I can say right now.
Feels kind of like
Monday,
the same
he
time I
appeared
got it
on this
wrong
program.
the last time. Maybe.
But this time, no open forum. But what he did have was a whole bunch of rationalizations. In fact, your boy was doubling down with another prediction. October 21st, 2011.
And this is it.
Hey, at least it's not my birthday anymore.
2 days before
October
mine.
21, 2011, and at that time the whole world will be destroyed.
Now I know what you're gonna say, and okay, maybe he got it slightly wrong, but this time he has irrefutable proof of the rapture. Using math.
Oh my God,
Again.
the NCIS theme.
So camping took May 21st. Then he looked in the book of John, which states they caught 153 fish. So add 153 days to May 21st, making the new rapture October 21st. How can you argue? It's flawless.
My
Yes,
brain
Mr.
hurts
Captain.
at like.
Add the fish number.
What?
You've
Go
got
ahead, say it.
Just how I can't. I'm just trying to perceive how this person. I mean, he just wants money. That's the only logical explanation, right? Like, how could you think of this? I love this God. Right. Oh, you forgot to add the fish number.
All right.
What?
All right.
I just can't. My brain is trying to perceive how this guy could. He's confident, right? That's the one thing we said. He's confident to the end.
So confident.
And the next end, and the end after that.
Not at this time.
On Tuesday, he opened the phones on his radio show, and it was the first time that his show was ever exciting to watch.
Why didn't the rapture happen on May 21st? Don't cut me off yet. And why do you believe so much on it's going to happen another 5 months? You're really pathetic. You know, I wasted all my money, and I sent it to you, and now I don't have nothing. I was putting my hopes in you. You understand? I wish I could see you face to face. I'd smack you right in the...
What say you now? Calling names doesn't help anything.
After that, viewership steadily declined. Now, after his prediction for October 21st, the media asked him,
Am I on cocaine?
No, they asked him
Will you resolve to come in October?
his response.
I am not the CEO. I'm a servant of God working here, and God is the CEO. We look to him all the time. He has 1,000 ways of getting me out of here. We have to leave that question with the Lord, not with you or with me. That's not our business. That's God's business.
And how prescient.
Yeah, but it's God as the CEO on your website? I don't think
You
so.
tell him, Michael. You
Yeah.
tell him.
Would you like my strong comeback?
Because 2 weeks later, he had a stroke.
I do hope he gets the message.
But he didn't. A month later, he was back to doing his show. And he pressed on with his new prediction.
His view, I
By
just-
October 16th, though, he came to his senses. He admitted that no man could know exactly when the rapture would happen, and made no statement when October 21st came and went. Finally, on November 1st, he retired from his leadership position at Family Radio. Just under 2 years later, he was dead. The result of complications from a fall at his home.
It wasn't big, it was him. Look at him. Get him.
But look, I don't want to be too harsh. He was a flawed man. He messed up some people's lives. But in the end, he confessed his mistakes too.
I was totally convinced, totally convicted of it, but I was wrong. I was wrong. I have sinned.
I think he truly believed the rapture was coming. This wasn't one big grift. And everyone just kind of got swept up in the excitement of it all. So let's put a bow on it with what happened to Family Radio. During the Rapture campaign, Family Radio raised a lot of money, but not as much as they spent. As well as draining their funds, they sold off important radio stations to pay for a lot of the advertising. In the process, they greatly tarnished their reputation. They were bringing in scores of millions in revenue in 2011, but by 2012, it was down to single-digit millions. Now, this is still a substantial amount, but not when you consider their operating costs were $26 million per year. And they couldn't rely on donations to make up the windfall because goodwill had dried up.
Yeah.
Now, with fewer radio stations and a shrinking reach, they moved to distance themselves from camping and his baggage. Shows from mainstream Christian groups that Harold pronounced as corrupt were brought into the programming schedule. They announced they would no longer air the teachings of Mr. Camping. And finally, on their website, they removed the archives of Mr. Camping's audio recordings. Okay, I've kind of bummed everyone out, but that's the end of the story. I've got nothing else to say, so here's a whole bunch of weird Baroque and Renaissance paintings.
Help
Yeah.
me. Mom warning me not to fill up before dinner. Me.
Well, time to breastfeed again.
Put me down. I'm 45 years old.
Oh, these crazy voices for these images. That is so crazy. I never heard of that at all. And I'm a little surprised that I didn't. I probably just didn't believe it. Maybe I heard of it, but chose not to believe it.
Yeah. I think that this is an excellent exercise. Like, looking at the man, Harold Camping, like, yes, clearly very, very passionate, very religious person in his own right. But it's so hard because at the end of the day, it's like, it just shows you the power of the media too, and how influential it can be on people's lives and the decisions that they make that therefore affect them for the rest of their lives. And, you know, I don't know how much blame you could put on Harold Camping, because it is kind of like how much of it was, you know,
I mean, I think
exaggerated by the media. Like, is Harold Camping single-handedly responsible for putting up the 5,000 billboards and the...
No, but he is pretty responsible for promoting something that is not true.
Right,
and,
especially given...
I mean, he was convicted, but a lot of people do horrible things because they're convicted. It doesn't mean they are morally justified in it. You know,
absolutely.
Like these millions of people lost their livelihood and sacrificed their savings. Like, that's so awful. So yeah, I mean, I think he's very responsible for it. And
and maybe I didn't word it correctly, but I'm just saying, like, is it right to like put 100% of the blame on Harold Camping?
I mean, it's everyone that goes along with him, but
sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a very interesting video and exercise into thinking about stuff like that. And again, the power of the media. That to me is more so the message actually that I kind of take away from this.
Just how these ideas can kind of snowball. Yeah, and it's Yeah, I don't know. It's just wild to me that you could look at his reasonings for it and go, yes, this makes sense to me. Like, just pulling all these random numbers and throwing them together.
Right. It's like the math. If I go to McDonald's, and I'm going to order a Big Mac, like if you think hard enough about the mathematics of the cost of that Big Mac and then the meal and what size meal you get, and maybe you could predict the end of when you're gonna die. Like, I don't know, if you look hard enough, there's
well, if you're eating McDonald's every day, it's probably gonna be sooner rather than later. But what a crazy thing. You know what? I do love these internet historian videos because a lot of it is stuff that like happened as I was growing up that I just wasn't aware of. Mm-hmm. So it's really fascinating to dive into these cultural phenomenons that just went over my head.
Sure.
Even if they are crazy and unfortunately hurt a lot of people.
Yeah. The one thing also that this kind of made me interested was like, I don't really recall. I mean, in 2011, I would have been, a sophomore in high school. So, but still, I don't really remember, even in mainstream news and media, like there being talk of the rapture. So I wonder if this affected people differently based on where you lived in the United States at the time. Because even when you looked at that map, right, of like all the different areas where they played the family radio stuff, it was like there were definitely areas and hot spots, maybe in more conservative parts of the U.S. or so obviously we love hearing from you guys. So I think like if you guys have any specific memories or strange occurrences from this time, really do share, not only for our sakes, but I think for the sake of everybody that watches the video. Talk about it in the comments. Go crazy. Like, do you remember this time? Do you remember what you were doing on May 21st, 2011? I don't know. It is kind of sad because this thought just came to me too. Like the lives and livelihood of a lot of people did end that day.
Right.
So in this
it was the end of the world for some people in some ways.
So in this weird way, the people that gave up their livelihood because of Mr. Camping, the world did kind of end for them. And I guess in some ways, maybe not directly, but he was kind of right. So yeah,
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect example of that.
Well, this one was a little heavier per se, but if you liked our reaction or any of our other content, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. We always love to get feedback from you all. Yeah. And we'll see you next time on Chicago Reacts.
Excited to go camping.
Yeah, this was not about camping at all.
This is not about camping.
Started with camping stories that ended in a much darker place.